All right, guys, welcome back to The Point Guardian, episode 3, third week of the season. I'm Marcus.
Hi, I'm Alex.
I'm Miguel.
And we're still waiting for Richard, who's going to come later on the podcast. I think we can just start by going over last week. What happened last week, right?
So, what happened last week?
Says the guy who didn't follow any of the basketball.
I watched a Laker game or two, maybe.
Okay.
I mean, Lakers are relevant, so.
Define relevant.
They are a team in the NBA.
They're average at best.
They're not even 500 anymore,
Yeah,
so.
let's just keep it at that. So the first big game of the week was Cavs against Bucks. Again, your typical big LeBron James game where.
Yeah, you were right last week.
Yeah,
I didn't believe
I'm always
you.
right.
Oh,
Except
you-
for
That was the one
most
with
of the time.
he just blew up with the triple double, right?
Yeah. He had like
Yeah, that was
35,
insane.
12, and 13 or something like that. And Giannis had a really big game. And again, the Cavs win against like one of the best teams in the East, I guess.
Yeah.
And just lose against everybody else.
I want to see that happen again, but now with Bledsoe.
Bledsoe
part of
was
this because
playing- that was
Bledsoe
pre-
joining the team now, I think that might be a factor, or at least until Isaiah Thomas comes back.
Did you see what Lonzo did to the Bucks with Eric Bledsoe?
Lonzo loves Bledsoe for some reason.
Yeah.
What is it? His two best games of the season have both come against
Oh, against
Bledsoe.
the Suns?
Yeah.
Well,
Well-
did you see what Giannis did to Lonzo when they played the Lakers?
Shh.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks.
Is that Richard?
Is that Richard?
Oh, this is so exciting. No one's checking the podcast. Let's
Probably
talk
gonna
about random shit.
Okay. No, let's just continue. So the Thunder blew out the Kings. You had a really interesting Celtics-Lakers game when the Celtics just play like the Celtics, you know.
I mean, the Celtics have been
Lakers
playing
made it
out of their
close.
mind lately. So
The Celtics, you mean?
yeah, the Celtics have been playing out of their
I
mind.
mean, they've won 12
Plus,
in a
I
row.
still don't understand why you guys picked the Lakers, but they put up a fight.
That's how I feel. That's exactly how I feel because I picked the Celtics.
Something I will tell you is I will always pick the Lakers to win regardless.
I mean,
So
you're a Laker fan, so we
Just
kind of
just
expected
ignore-
that.
You're just gonna continue losing.
just ignore all my picks with regards to the Lakers.
See, even I don't do that. I can't pick the Bulls against any of those teams.
I mean,
love Lonzo.
that would matter if you had a lot of
Sure,
national.
I probably have like one game in the whole year, and I picked it right, or ish.
Yeah, you picked against them.
I picked the Spurs. That's fine.
I mean, but the Bulls are terrible.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
my point.
Oh yeah. I just wanted to remind you.
That's my point. The Bulls get excited when Chris Dunn makes a pass.
Yeah. Who's
Like-
Chris Dunn?
Well, Chris Dunn had that amazing dunk though.
Who cares? Who cares? They need to. I mean, not this year, but they need to win games at some point. And Chris Dunn is not gonna. It's not gonna be like your point guard of the future. That's not Chris Dunn. It's probably not Zach LaVine either.
Bring back Derrick Rose.
No, please don't.
Chicago Part 2.
Let's
Chicago.
bring Jordan out of retirement and see how he
Still
does.
be better than anybody on that team. I
You
mean,
sure he's not going to play for the Hornets?
Haha.
I don't think they need him. The Hornets are fine. They're good.
Yeah.
They're, I mean, good for the East,
Good for the East.
which doesn't say much. Yeah.
I mean, we keep on ragging on the East, but they're playing pretty well, contrary to everyone's expectations.
That's gonna even out though. I feel like that's just a early season. Like a lot of the teams in the West can't really figure things out. Like the Thunder, the Nuggets, they had like struggles, and for some reason Detroit just won like 8 games out of nowhere, and that's the difference.
I think right now the difference is looking at the games that happened like in mid-October, because this is the first season that we've really pushed the preseason
Yeah, it
so
started
short.
early.
So I think now is when you start seeing what teams are really going to be playing like, because a lot of the teams like my Warriors weren't in shape, just were not in shape at all.
Yeah, start the season.
So yeah.
Hey Richard, you want to get in on this? Hey, we can share mics if you want. Okay.
So we're just setting up a mic for Richard. We can go through a few other of these games. The Bucks won against the Spurs.
I like how we completely skipped over Wolves Warriors. No one wants to.
Oh yeah, let's talk about that one. Fill your picks out.
How are the Timberwolves doing right now?
So they're bad. They lost
All right.
the 2 games they played last week. They got blown out by the
one
Warriors.
was the Warriors, so
Yeah.
you can't really count.
Still, if Minnesota is supposed to be a top team in the West, they should at least like put up a fight.
They're not a top team in the West. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know if you can.
Richard said they're not a top team in the
All right,
West.
they're not. Dude, they lost to the Suns.
No, that's my point. If they are supposed to be a top team in the West, they should not be losing those games, and they're just not. What
A lot of
they're
those
supposed to be.
I'd say a lot of that is a growing process. Wiggins and Towns still haven't learned how to win and like actually play defense.
That's pretty
regardless of the fact that they have the skills and the athletic ability to do so. They still haven't learned this despite Tibbs and all the things that they have. And Jimmy Butler has just come out saying, "Okay, I'm going to start taking more shots now." So,
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I mean, if he starts stepping up, this might be better for them. So they have someone actually take the lead and take control of games from now on, especially in fourth quarters.
Gorgie Dang?
No.
No. I mean,
Oh, I have him on my fantasy team. I need to drop him.
Okay.
You dropped him already.
Oh, I did? Okay, cool.
mean-
That's all you need to know.
they don't really have a defined leader. Like, I think the way Tibbs
It
runs
should be
his team-
Towns.
Yeah,
It should be Towns.
but like they don't.
Really? You think Towns? Because especially with the league, how the league, Towns is their best player.
Yeah.
But their leader should be Jimmy Butler. Like, that makes the most sense here.
Karl Anthony Towns.
Okay, Towns is their best player, but the one with the most experience and the most pedigree is definitely Jimmy Butler. And if they need a bucket, either throw it down at Towns or more reliably get the ball to Jimmy Butler in the wing and clear out. Let him work.
What about Andrew Wiggins though? You can count on him for a crunch time dunk.
Oh, that was a nice dunk, though.
Yeah.
That's true, but again, he's young. He still has to like learn this. But if they really need a game, if they really want to start things, I think relying on the guy that you pulled in exactly to do this, like this is the whole reason they brought in Jimmy Butler, to change their team in this way. So watch me work. Let the young guys learn.
I think that I figured that the reason they brought Butler in was because of the Butler-Thibodeau romance, I mean, not romance, but, the pairing. Because,
I mean, yeah, they have a history together.
yeah, and they've been using him defensively. Like, he's been guarding their best player. Like, he's been doing most of the work defensively. And I don't know. I think it's really weird. I don't have the stats before me, but I'm pretty sure the Wolves are pretty ass on defense, right? They were last year.
Yeah, they have like a negative point differential.
Like, I
They're
don't
pretty
know.
bad.
Isn't Thibs considered like one of the best defensive coaches there is?
The thing is, they should be good because they have. I mean,
They're
now they have
14th in the league.
Gibson.
They have like a solid
They
team.
have
I don't know
Gibson,
what's going
and
on.
my problem with that is that when Wiggins came out of college, he was touted as like one of those pretty good defenders, like with length and everything, and
Mhm.
now he's just
Ass.
like a weak link. And then Teague is not good on defense. That's fair. But then you have Butler, Gibson, and you assume Towns should be at least decent on defense. It just
Mhm.
doesn't really make sense.
Mm-hmm.
And just to go back to the Towns against Butler, if you want a bucket in like the last 2 minutes, I think you can go to Butler. I think that's a fair like assessment. I think he's proven in Chicago that he can like get that bucket, that he can win games, right?
Yeah.
I still think Towns should be averaging 30 and 15.
Like
There's no way he should not be averaging 30 and 15.
What's his usage rate?
I have no idea. I think they run their offense through him, like, because Butler's the primary ball handler, and then they
Mhm.
just give the ball
Yeah.
to Towns on the post.
Mm-hmm.
But he should be averaging, like, 30 is maybe a little bit much, but 27, 28, he should be that guy. He should be Boogie. He should be Anthony Davis on that team. And then Butler should be second at, like, 24.
or even Porzingis right now. Or even Porzingis, his counterpart.
yeah,
is-
yeah.
Porzingis is tearing up the
But he should be that guy. He's,
unicorn.
like, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of guys who can score on that team, right? Like,
Jamal Crawford.
Yeah, but the only guy
Okay,
that...
Jamal Crawford is the oldest man in the league right
Jamal
now.
Crawford.
Let's not go.
Even T can score, but the thing
No,
is,
yeah.
like, the only player that is, like, significantly better than anybody someone can put on the court against them is Towns. Because you have so many swingmans, right? Like, threes, and, like, you have Giannis, LeBron, all these guys, DeRozan, all these guys that can, like, match up against Wiggins and or Butler. But But then, how many good defensive or even decent big men are there left?
So are you suggesting playing a triangle with Jimmy Butler and Towns here?
I mean,
I think they would be
you
good
need
with
to-
that, but
that actually makes sense with their team.
the way it's
yeah,
constructed.
you need
Yeah.
to. Like, I mean, I'm an armchair coach. Like, I'm the best at it. But, like, if you have like 3 threats on the court, you know, you need to play around them, right? If you look like there was like a really simple, you know Kobe, like Kobe's got like a whole like animated series or something.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Right, like he breaks it down pretty well. Golden State, the like they play around 3.
Pace and space,
Exactly.
all of
So,
these
like, they make you go 3 on
concepts.
3 with their best players. Like,
Yeah, and they have Green. Green can do that, and I
Exactly.
think Towns can do that. Maybe he's not. He's obviously not as good as a passer,
Right.
but if you blow it back to like the Kobe, Shaq, or even the Kobe and Gasol teams, right? That's you have Butler and Towns. You have Wiggins who can like slash down, and then Teague can spot up and shoot.
yeah,
And you have another player, Taj Gibson, is really really good from
Mid-range?
mid range. And you're like, how is this not working?
right.
Well, they've been playing better as of late. Like
Right.
over the entirety of the season, they're bottom 4 defensively, like you said.
That's pretty bad.
But over November only, they're 12th. So they've gotten better. So
Right.
you might be able to just say that's preseason.
Early season.
I'd say it's still pretty early in the season.
Yeah.
but
Plus, they're still figuring each other out.
Definitely.
If Butler does do what he says and steps up like he was talking about, then they could be much better.
Definitely. Okay.
I think it's fair. It's just kind of like worrying that all these players have been in the league for 3 years and we're still like giving them excuses.
Yeah, I'd say
Yeah.
Cat is like, I mean, he's playing
Cat
the
is
same numbers, right?
2015, so
So,
he's
like-
been here for 2 years, and Wiggins has been there for 3 years.
Yeah.
Like at some point, they have to be like either good or just.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying they're not good. It's like they have to.
They have
win.
to step up.
They have to.
They have to
Definitely.
become
Yeah.
an all-star.
Yeah.
So, what's the next topic?
Well, so
No, I'm just.
what's the next topic?
You guys watched that Patriots game last night?
No, let's
not go
talk
there.
I feel like
about
we
Patriots.
I feel like we talked about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're no.
So what's
No. I mean, we can talk about it. The Niners got their first win last night.
Yeah.
Does anybody care? No. Okay.
I'm
cool.
so happy for you.
Okay.
Joe Montana, bring him back.
Ugh. No, I mean we have like the Rockets and Cavs. The Rockets won, right? So that was a. I don't know. Let's talk about the Rockets, I guess. The Rockets are 8-3, right? 8-2.
Oh,
No.
James Harden has been balling out. What was it? Does anyone have a stat line yesterday? Hey, do you know? who
Yesterday
Steve is?
or the 50-point game?
I'm reading about him.
Richard doesn't know who Steve Young is.
He's a-
he was like
He was a quarterback for the
For the
Niners. He
Niners,
won a.
right?
He
He's
won.
gold.
You won a
2
Super Bowl.
MVPs.
He won a Super Bowl. Yeah.
And back to basketball.
And back to the
Back to-
Rockets.
Back to the Rockets.
The Rockets are 11-3.
Yeah.
The 3-0 last week with a win against the Cavs.
I think last week I was asking about the James Harden Chris Paul dynamic.
Yeah.
Is Chris Paul back? Is he
Chris Paul
healthy?
is still not back.
He's
He's
been
not
out.
back yet.
What is he injured with? Like. broken
Oh, it was a
ego?
quad.
Oh, quad.
Broken what?
Ego.
Okay.
Broken ego. Okay.
Nice. So he's a legitimate like MVP contender. Also, he's basically doing what he did last season with the same team, and
Yeah.
nobody's really surprised because they're just good.
Gee, he's 26-15 yesterday.
Yeah.
Part of me wants to see what happens when Chris Paul comes back because
Worried. I think they will be worse with Chris Paul on the court.
They need to find a way to, like, because Chris Paul's a extremely ball dominant point guard.
Yeah.
yes,
Like, he can hold the ball for like 18 seconds.
Yeah, and then like he'll give you like an efficient pass. Like he'll give you like a good pass.
good. He'll
be
give
wide
you a
open.
good shot.
But like, I mean, as a player myself, like you watch someone dribble for a good like 20 seconds. No, I'm just saying, like like
Yeah,
even
anywhere.
just playing pickup, you watch someone dribble for like 30 seconds. Okay, 20 seconds, and to pass you the ball, you're open. But it's like your rhythm is off.
Yeah, it kind of reminds you of when Kobe, not comparing Paul to Kobe, of course, but like Kobe would do that.
Exactly.
Like you just
I don't know if you all remember, this may be too early for you guys, but when Steve Nash went to the Lakers, like he had some trouble.
Okay,
Like
when
to start-
Steve Nash went to the Lakers, he was an old man who couldn't like get on the court.
No,
So I
that
don't think
team
that
was
counts.
so good. Let's not.
No, I feel like, I mean,
Like what I'm saying is like
Yeah,
they
and I
had
love
trouble-
Steve Nash.
Can we talk about how the Lakers missed the playoffs with Nash, Kobe, Gasol, Howard,
let's
and
not open that
Ron
wound, please.
Artest? Okay.
I mean,
Yeah, so that's gonna be interesting when he comes back.
We'll get to Dwight Howard. We'll get to Dwight Howard.
He's playing well.
Yeah. That's gonna be it's gonna take some time, right? Because we're talking about all these teams that need some time to figure things out with new players at the beginning of the season, and the Rockets have basically been robbed of like a full month of Chris Paul to start the season, and they're doing well because last season they were doing well.
They don't need him.
They don't need him. Well, they have him now.
So what are you gonna do? Who are you trading Chris Paul for? What's your scenario?
Rondo.
No, I'm just
Another
trolling.
ball dominant point guard.
But
At least Chris Paul can
no,
shoot.
I mean, I think they. I don't know. Okay, I don't know if saying they don't need him is like, I think that's a little much, but like you see how well they're playing without him. Eric Gordon is balling out. Like
He's hitting threes like
for the
crazy.
first, well, not okay, for the second season in his entire life, he's like actually healthy. Like
And he's playing point basically in that
yeah.
second unit because Chris Paul is not there again, and they don't have Beverly anymore. They don't really have any point guards except for Chris Paul, and so you have Harden and Gordon playing point, and then they're both doing really well, and Houston and the Rockets are winning, and I don't know.
their team is like, I was watching I watched like the first half of of their game against the Pacers yesterday, and like they destroyed the Pacers. I don't know if it's because they're feeling hot, but it was on the second night of a back-to-back. So
and they're still just
right,
rolling.
and they were just like on fire. Like corner three is just splash, splish, splash, splash, splash.
How many of them are open?
A lot of them were open. It's
Yeah,
just
because
like
of Harden.
yeah, James Harden doing his like between the legs, like hezzy, like dribble, and then he just passes into the corner. Guy's wide open.
But will that change with Chris Paul on the team?
Can Chris Paul play like a spot-up shooter? Because I don't think
He
Harden
has.
is gonna
No,
be.
but he has.
He's definitely done that with the Clippers a few times. I've definitely seen him, at least playing the Warriors, send the ball into Blake Griffin, let Blake work, and then bail the ball out to
Yeah, but that's
Chris
not
Paul.
a good example because
Yeah.
every time they play the Warriors, they get beat by 20.
Yeah, and like
Well, a lot of people get beat by 20 when they play us
true,
lately.
but it's
so.
not Chris Paul's game. Like it's like the same problem that the Spurs have had with Manu when Kawhi kind of took over. Like Manu like needs to play off he needs the ball to make plays.
Yeah.
But when they relegate him to a spot-up shooter, like it's because Manu's shot has never been like you're not like, oh yeah, I want this guy like catching and shooting it.
He's a really good like off dribble shooter.
Yeah, exactly.
He's Harden before Harden.
No, definitely. Minus the
In that sense, yeah.
yeah, actually no, minus nothing, but yeah.
Minus nothing.
No, because
I mean, he's probably not as good, but he was holding the ball. Like he was the de facto point guard
Yeah.
for the second unit.
He was the point guard. The guy drew fouls every other time.
Manu is baller. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So now what? I don't know.
Are you okay?
No, I just feel like I'm talking for too long or whatever.
That's fine. We're listening.
Yeah,
You have
yeah.
an
Your
intro?
voice is wonderful.
Oh God.
Get out of here. Alex.
Alex.
I mean, I do have to leave, so.
Well, let's
Someone locked
start
him in our
talking
room.
about, I guess, our teams, and I wanted to go over what you said yesterday in your column that you can check out on our website.
UCSCguardian.org.
Yes.
Richard, I'm going to need you to upload that article.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
No, I'll
Can you
I'll
guys
send
do
them all
that
to you.
off
Sorry.
podcast?
No, this is fun.
Just
You can
okay.
edit this, right? Keep this part in there. Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Anyways, so
How are your
the
Bulls doing?
Lakers.
Yeah.
No, let's start with the Lakers. Let's just give me like 5 minutes at the end of the podcast to rant about the Bulls. Right now, let's talk about the Lakers. So you're arguing that they should first of all trade Randall and
No.
also
I'm not arguing that. Don't put words
Play
in my
him
mouth.
more.
Yes. Play him more. And if they're going to trade him, play him more.
okay.
And if they're not going to trade him, play him more.
So in other words,
Bottom
play
line.
more.
He just wants
play
Randall on the
more.
court.
Because you say he's more efficient and just a better overall player than Kuzma, and they're basically playing the same position,
Yeah.
which I still think is strange. Isn't Kuzma a 3? Isn't Randall playing a 4? He's a 4.
He's not
Okay.
I don't think Kuzma just doesn't have the.
I'd argue Kuzma's a better shooter.
No, definitely.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
So like.
From outside.
Yeah. He gives us spacing, but like I think if we run him at the 4 and run Randall at the 5, like I honestly think that's
Yeah, that was your
death squad or whatever.
Death squad,
You know what?
that's-
I did that because I didn't want to repeat lineup like 1,000 times.
so
but-
you have Lonzo, KCP,
Ingram.
Ingram. Oh, Ingram at the 3, and then Kuzma and Randall.
Like that's an okay team. I mean, if you put in DeMarcus Cousins and
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Where's Boogie coming? Where's Boogie coming?
No, you misunderstood me. If we play, let's say we play the Pelicans and you put in 2 bigs,
okay,
like two centers, or like 2 big players, like that lineup's gonna have a problem.
Yeah.
But like
there are no teams like that right now, other than New Orleans,
except them. So or Grizzlies, maybe.
Grizzlies, because of Marcus Gasol being Marcus Gasol,
it'd be okay. But like I think that that lineup can hold its own. I mean,
definitely.
It's our.
They're gonna get out rebounded though.
I mean, Randall can get you some rebounds. Randall, like Lonzo too. Lonzo goes up for like all of his rebounds.
I mean, is Brook Lopez gonna get you any rebounds? Like
no. What is that guy doing?
Exactly.
I don't know. Just give him like
he's never been a rebounder though.
I don't know, but that's what I'm saying.
He's
like,
just passing the ball. He'd do a 3, or he'd do like a dribble.
He's a stretch 5, I guess.
He plays like a guard. Like I don't know if you watch their games, but like the way
he's a decent ball handler.
Yeah. Like his shots look like something like Kobe would do.
But that's what I mean. Like putting in Randall instead will get you those rebounds.
Right. And more turnovers, but that's something you have to.
Yeah.
You'll learn about that.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, Randall's playing pretty well defensively right now, and I just don't understand like why don't we play him more? Really, like okay, we're trying to tank his value. We're not getting anything out of the trade, right? Or
maybe you're trying to tank his value to re-sign him for cheaper.
I would think I'm thinking that too, but like that kind of like
defeats the purpose of going after free agents.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's kind of just I don't know what's going on. Maybe I'm sure there's some reason behind it. Like Magic's probably like, yeah, like we're gonna do this and do that. And
I don't know. If he's not a part of your future, then like why do you want him to build chemistry with your guys that are a part of your future?
That's true. Yeah, fair enough. I don't know.
I think I agree more with Richard actually, like tanking the value on that. Because we've had so many trades in the past, 6 months, where a superstar or even just a star or like a really good player have been traded for nothing. And then the Lakers are there like not playing Randall and they're just not going to get anything in return because like a stretch 4 that can't really shoot threes is not even going to be such a hot commodity on the market anyways. So if they don't play him, then just what are they going to trade him for?
Bundle him with Deng.
That's a really like. That's
I guess he's an expiring contract.
He is.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. Like, are we tanking? Are we trying to win?
I think they should resign him. But
hey, according to LeVar, your guys are going to go for that 50.
I mean, I think we're getting the ring, but.
Oh, okay. Let's move on.
But what I'm saying is
Lakers Celtics finals. I'm calling it now.
What I'm saying is Randall just he's playing well too. Like why don't it just doesn't make any sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that the whole team doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, yeah, I know that's true.
And not in a negative way. It's just the way
How is that not in a negative way?
No, but like some teams are just like constructed weirdly and just like okay, like that's just the way they are. Like the Pelicans, for example, they have like 5 point guards and like 3 centers, and that's how they play. And like, okay, that's just like. But the Lakers is like they have like versatile guys that can play different positions. You obviously have Alonzo at point guard, but then you have a lot of. Yeah, you have a lot of guys who can play like the 2 to 3 to 4. They can switch off. They can have like a big lineup, a small lineup.
It sounds like you're trying to describe the Warriors, like
exactly. But
and
of
it
course
makes sense because
it's not as good.
Walton did learn under Kerr.
Yeah,
but you need to use those guys correctly, and they're not doing that right now.
Yeah,
like we're trying to build a system that. So from what I hear or from what I know, like. And from what I've seen, our offense is play defense and run. Like that's it.
For a young team, it makes sense.
Yeah, that worked in the 1980s.
It worked, but like, it doesn't. It's not getting us anywhere when we're in the half court and we have to run some kind of offense because none of our guys can shoot.
I mean, do you think they're gonna trade him? Do you think that's something they're considering?
I think it's a very likely possibility.
Okay.
But I hope not, and I hope that like Randall does something like he has like a breakout game or something to prove to them like, yo, I might not be in your plans for the future, but like you should definitely consider me because I'm gonna be balling out. Like look at D'Lo's playing pretty well right now, I'd say.
Yeah.
So like I don't know.
I think there's value in experimenting with those lineups.
I don't think
they're all really young guys.
Exactly.
Like they're not gonna. as much as I'd love for them to make it to the finals, like they're not going to make it to the finals anytime soon.
What?
Might as well mess around, see what works.
Mm-hmm.
And hey, like Walton benched him, and he's doing great. You know, like why mess with what works?
Fair enough.
I have a name for you. Jahlil Okafor.
What? No.
All right,
Really?
I'm out now.
Why? No.
I mean, both of these teams are undervaluing these centers, and I'm pretty sure I'd pick Jahlil Okafor over Randall. Honestly,
Well, no.
he has a much bigger upside.
He's the worst defender.
I mean, yeah, he is a worse defender. I can't argue with that.
A lot worse. Okay, not
A lot worse,
no,
really.
I can't say that because I don't have the stats on me, but
Are the
He's
Lakers
playing,
a really
what,
good defensive team
10
anyways,
minutes
though?
yeah, we're playing.
He's playing 10, 15 minutes.
I like how we're playing defensively. Jahlil Okafor's playing 10, 15.
10 to 15, not a lot.
I've never been big on him. Randall just
Because
wild.
they've misused him. I mean, the Sixers didn't play him
Yeah.
correctly anyways. He needs to change teams. I don't know if the Lakers are the right team for him, but he definitely needs to move on.
Just thinking about, like, both teams are undervaluing him. They play the same position. Let's get a
Just switch one for the other.
switch one for the other and see what happens.
Wait, have we talked about Giannis yet?
Just a little bit,
Oh my
but
God.
we can talk about Giannis if you want.
Balling out.
Okay.
Like,
He's a Greek freak.
this guy's 22,
Yeah.
right? Like, he's Randall's age. Randall's 23. He's Kuzma's age. Like, he is taking the league by storm. This guy's legit.
He's legit, but right now he's lost a bunch of close games
The Bucks are
that
6 and
they
6.
very likely should have won. That, like, against the Cavs, how close was that game?
It's pretty close.
I mean, you can't. LeBron, no matter how good Giannis is LeBron, right?
Yeah, LeBron went out that game,
Yeah.
but they don't have anyone else other than Giannis right now.
Yeah.
Maybe when Jabari Parker
When's
comes
Parker
back,
coming back? No one knows.
he's still out for probably at least a month or two.
You have
Yeah.
Delhi.
Did you just say Delhi
Okay, well, I mean,
as an offensive threat?
no.
I mean, now they
it's
have
Middleton.
Bledsoe.
Yeah, Bledsoe.
So maybe that'll help them out, give them that final factor to, like, push them over the hump for these
Yeah.
close games. But when it comes to close games, I haven't seen them winning a bunch of ones
I mean, that's the
there.
problem when your star can't shoot, right?
Yeah.
Either he's going to get a layup or they're not going to win the game.
Or he's gonna dunk.
Which is fair. Like, he usually gets layups, but at the same time, at some point you're going to have to.
Is this a young LeBron?
I don't think it's a young LeBron, but also I think maybe the Bucks would be better with another coach that can better use whoever is.
You don't like Jason Kidd?
I don't think he's a good coach. I think it's a recipe to get 50 wins, probably, to let just Giannis run the point and run everywhere and score at will and do whatever he's doing right now.
And then a second round exit versus the
And
Cavs.
and they're gonna get crushed because it's
Or
like a
the
LeBron
Celtics.
team without LeBron, where the whole season is like there's no system, there's no nothing. Everybody gets worried, and then LeBron just is LeBron in the playoffs, and everything's fine. But I don't think it's gonna be enough for the Bucks, and they don't have enough quality, experienced players to get over that hump. At least not this season.
Yeah. The thing with LeBron's teams are that even if they all suck, they'll hit the occasional three. He'll find them, and I think I don't quote me on this stat, but whenever LeBron assists his teammates, their 3-point percentage is way higher,
Yeah,
right? Something
that makes sense. Yeah.
Because this fool, he's I know where they want it and how they want it. If the ball's in line with the seams. I remember reading an interview where he said that.
LeBron is the second best passing forward out there right now.
Exactly. Who's first?
Draymond. Definitely Draymond.
It's a perfect segue to talk about the Warriors.
All right. Okay.
You obviously have something to say about that.
No, I like Draymond, but I'm not gonna say he's better than LeBron as a passer.
Better
Okay,
passer?
no, that's just the Warrior in me
Just
speaking.
trying to get us flamed.
But yeah,
So
bring up the Warriors.
yeah,
They're back to playing
the back
dominant
to being the
basketball.
Warriors,
They've
right?
6 straight games with wins of more than 15 points, which is franchise record.
Good stuff.
Yeah. And KD is back, right? He missed like a few games.
He only missed the Minnesota game.
Just the one game, okay. And they still blew
How's
them
Clay
out.
been doing?
Clay's been dropping shots.
Is he toaster Clay?
Is he toaster Clay?
You know,
Clay's been insane. Whenever Curry passes to him, he's hitting like 80. I think he has an 80% field goal percentage.
Splash
or
brother bromance.
effective field goal percentage.
Mm-hmm.
So tonight will be actually to see where we are, because Curry is questionable with
They're playing the Magic, right?
either an ankle injury, I think.
That's not on there.
But playing a Magic team who
Playing the Magic at home though.
They're playing well though. Magic are playing well.
the Magic are playing well.
No?
But seeing how they do without
Still the
Curry to
Magic.
jumpstart the offense, because that's what always happens. It's always Curry just like, okay, this is my time, starts hitting shots now.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So without that to jumpstart the offense, we're going to be relying on KD and Clay to definitely hit their shots,
Yeah.
and Draymond to set everything up.
And then Zaza from mid-range.
Zaza,
He hits those.
Zaza's been
subpar.
entertaining at the very least.
Okay, what about JaVale?
JaVale's just JaVale.
Everything.
He jumps in, gets you this dunk out of nowhere. Like, where's this guy? And it's just like fun to watch.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, if you really want to watch something, watch Swaggy P, because he ever since the Minnesota game, he's been hitting his shots. He got his confidence back.
He's getting more PT. No, he's getting more PT right now.
He's definitely getting playing time.
Yeah.
He's been averaging more than like before, but we still have a super big glut in. He's playing behind McCaw as well, so he's the third guard off the bench and maybe even fourth if you count Andre as a guard.
Yeah.
But when he's on, he's hitting his shots, and
Always
it's fun to
on,
watch.
Always on. He's playing garbage minutes the last time I checked. Like,
he's been playing with the starters a few times.
Oh, yeah.
I actually thought that he should have started the Minnesota game over Andre Iguodala.
I feel it.
And that makes more sense because of what we always do. We'd start McCaw over him.
Yeah.
And starting Nick Young when he's in the slump would have jump started him.
Yeah.
Thank God he did get jump started anyway, but he missed like 3 shots to start the game.
It happens. I mean,
And by missed, I mean like he airballed 3 shots to start the game.
That's Nick Young for you. He's gonna airball, but like you come back down, you just shoot it again. Like that's the shooter's mentality.
Well, what's been surprising me is he's been an amazing passer for us.
I mean, I don't doubt it. He's just lazy. You know, I heard he came into training camp out of shape.
Oh yeah, he did.
He thought he was like, yeah, I'm just gonna get a ring. You know?
Yeah, Kerr called him out for that.
Yeah, I mean, like I would definitely bench a player and not play him if he came to training camp out of shape.
Yeah, and they have that luxury that they can actually bench him.
Yeah.
Because a lot of teams would be like, can we actually bench a player that's
The teams
decently good?
the teams that he was on before.
Yeah,
but
let's just say that. Anything
other
else
thoughts?
on the Warriors?
If we're gonna watch it, any forwards, watch Looney right now
Or Caspi.
because he's playing really well, rebounding.
Caspi has been really good too.
Caspi's been. He's been all we can ask for in terms of a backup forward, and surprised that we were able to grab him for the minimum.
Yeah,
He's been playing.
that team might be better than last year's.
No, definitely.
Oh, without a doubt.
Like their bench, I think, is better than last
So
year's.
deep.
Yes.
Like they can all shoot. Through.
As much as I love Ian Clark,
No, that guy. He has not been playing well for the Pelicans. I think.
Yeah.
Missing layups and stuff. It's sad. It sucks.
his game is shooting. So if you're asking him to break down a defender on the just like off the dribble, it's not going to happen. I'm sorry.
Okay, yeah.
So if you can get him as a spot up shooter, he's just going to drop shots. He's killed the Spurs that way.
No, yeah, you're right.
But yeah.
Any other thoughts on the Warriors?
Any thoughts on the Warriors?
I mean, any other like comments? Anything else you want to share with us about your team?
Few more wins. Let's go.
Okay. All right. Onward to the Bulls, right?
Oh God.
ChiTown.
ChiTown.
ChiTown? Is that how you pronounce it?
ChiTown?
ChiTown, right?
Something like that.
No, it's not Shittown. Definitely not Shittown.
Not a town, shit team maybe.
Larry Markkinen, baby.
So the Bulls are 2-9. They went 0-3 last week.
Good shit.
They got Bobby Portis back from suspension,
Oh yeah.
and he's actually been playing really well. But I cannot like get behind that because he punched a teammate in the face. And what came out of this is that after Mirotic not required, but asked for a trade, which I'm gonna go out there and say on a limb that it makes sense because he just got punched by a teammate. Apparently, everybody on the Bulls team thought it was a good idea to just get like behind Portis and be like, "Yeah, Mirotic was a bad teammate and everything." And I just kind of do not understand how that happened. Not that Mirotic might be a bad teammate, but at the same time, he also got punched in the face by someone, and you should not be like okay with it.
I mean, not just punched in the face. He was punched in the face enough to get a fracture.
Yeah, and go to the hospital and be up like.
There's stories of MJ punching Kerr, but
That's MJ. Like, I don't care if it's MJ. It's Bobby Portis. Just trade him. Or don't pick up his option, or like trade the guy that you can actually trade, because they can't trade Mirotic until January, I think.
Because it's like December 15th.
Deactivate him.
Deactivate him? I mean,
Make him inactive.
that's still weird because he's gonna be technically on the team. Like he has access to the facilities and everything. He's
Fine, right?
That's not fine. It's about as dysfunctional as it can get for a team.
It's the Bulls organization.
Yeah, that's true.
Dysfunction is the name of the game.
If there's anything, it's you have a giant glut of power forwards right now between Mirotic, Bobby Portis, and your new Markkanen. How do you think you're going to move forward with which one?
I mean, it has to be Markkanen.
Lauri Markkanen.
Markkanen has to be the starter. It doesn't matter what Bobby Portis does. They pick him up with a seventh. Like, none of those guys who've been picked in the top 10 and aren't starting. Like, it has to be him.
Denzel.
Yeah, that was a terrible pick.
Why?
Because he's not good.
What do you mean?
He's already like 23, 24. He's just not. He's not going to be. He can be a solid bench
I'll take
player,
him.
I guess.
I love Valentine, man.
I'll take him. The Warriors.
The Warriors were looking at him.
Are they?
I mean, they can take him. They're already like.
We want more Draymond Green clones.
Yeah, because they know how to use him.
Wait, Denzel Valentine?
Yeah.
Isn't he a shooting guard?
No, he's more of a forward.
He's a forward?
He averaged close to a triple-double his last season at Michigan State. And
He's a smaller version of Draymond.
Yeah.
He's like
Okay.
6'5", 6'6".
yeah.
That's a guard. I mean, that's okay.
He-
I think
he's
he's
a
a
shooting
decent
guard.
player. It's just the Bulls are not using him correctly, and they haven't been using any player correctly since they just put the ball in Butler's hand and asked him to get buckets.
I honestly don't understand, like, how, like, it's just, you're like a multi-million-dollar organization. Like, how hard is it
Even
to
billion. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, like how hard is it to to look at your team and be like, okay, like these players need this kind of offense. Let's implement that. Like seriously, like it's just.
Well, what came out of it is
I mean-
Butler said that the Bulls chose the coach over him,
Right.
and that shouldn't be the case.
Well,
Like-
what is Hoiberg? Is he a player coach or is he a system coach? Because there's those two types: the ones that adapt their system to fit the players, and the ones that
No, he
Their
wants
sys- their
to
system
implement.
creates the players.
He wants to implement his system because his system worked when he played at Iowa State, which is obviously not a powerhouse team in college basketball, anyways. And they bring him over. He needs guys who can space the floor. They need guys who can run. He needs guys who can play like in pretty aggressive style of defense. They bring in Dwayne Wade and Rajon Rondo, which obviously is not useful at all.
Yeah.
And then now they still don't have any players that can really shoot the ball
Or push it.
or push it. They have Robin Lopez as their leading scorer. That's how like bad this team is.
Yeah.
Like there's just no hope. Let's be real.
For the next 10 years or so.
I don't know about 10 years.
years?
I don't know about 10 years because Chicago can still like recruit like they have
At
a
least
better
they still
chance
have
of
their picks.
landing.
At least they still have their picks,
They still
right?
have their picks,
True.
so they're gonna get a good pick next year. They still have there's still a good landing spot for any free agents because it's Chicago, not necessarily because of the team that they have or the front office or even
Sounds
the
like
coach.
the Lakers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's like so they should be fine. They're gonna be terrible this year. And the issue is not only are they terrible like a team like the Mavericks, for example. The Mavericks are really horrible this year. They have Dennis Smith Jr. They're gonna retire Dirk as
Eventually.
like a club legend. They're gonna build up from probably Dennis Smith Jr., Wesley
Harrison
Matthews.
Barnes.
Yeah, Harrison Barnes, and just like move
Yogi
on. from
Wesley
that,
Matthews is too old. I think they should move him, honestly.
I guess.
Yogi Fergal. What is that his name?
Yugi Farrell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seth Curry.
Oh God.
He's injured. right?
Injured, stress fracture in his tibia.
Jeez.
But like at least they have. It looks like they have a plan, right? And you
Mhm.
would want to play for them because Mark Cuban is just gonna go out there and like
Spend money.
yeah,
Like
and
an owner
like
should.
be supportive of you and everything. And then you have the Bulls, and the Bulls are just
Bulls.
you cannot trust them right now, basically. And they don't even have like a 5-year plan or anything like that. They're just gonna pick a player and like hope that it's gonna be a good player next year's draft. And
So are you ready for the process?
I don't think it's gonna be a process. I think it mostly depends on which player they pick up next year. Because
Mhm.
it could definitely be like it's a top 5 heavy draft. It could definitely be like a defining player, and it's gonna be between the Mavericks, the Hawks, the Bulls, and the Kings probably who gets the number 1 pick. Those are the 4 worst teams, and there's Suns, but the Suns are doing a little bit better.
Yeah. What was it? T.J. Warren.
Yeah.
Him and Booker.
So it's gonna be between those 4 teams, and let's just hope the Bulls lose enough games to actually pick up high. But that's the thing. They need to build it around Markkanen. They need to get rid of Portis. It's not going to happen. They need to get rid of all these shooting guards who can't shoot.
True.
So it's all bad. Let's just and the front office doesn't know what they're doing.
The Suns today is not good.
This has been going on for a while. So let's just move on quickly to the
Power
game picks
rankings?
to finish this up. Yeah.
Okay. Game picks and then power rankings.
Let's just go over the ones where we all disagree or agree. I have an issue with all you guys picking the Rockets to win in a blowout against the Raptors. I don't think the Raptors are a bad team.
They're okay.
They're okay. Do you think the Rockets win by more than 15 points though?
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean
well,
you both do.
I just
so.
put that just because I'm thinking that they're kind of riding a hot streak. That team catches fire. Like
That's fair. I still think the Rockets are going to win. I don't
Yeah.
think it's going to be a blowout.
15. It might be like I'm on the fence for that, but
They're in Houston.
yeah. So
Yeah, I guess.
so we'll see.
I think the one interesting game that we should talk about is the Warriors Celtics. It's about in the middle of the week.
Mm-hmm. If Irving's back with his mask, Celtics win.
Oh, is
Period.
that your?
It's the mask.
It's the mask.
If he has the mask, they win.
I mean, Irving goes off with his mask, but right now the Warriors know Irving. We've seen him so many times, even
Yeah.
with the mask.
No, yeah, but with the mask, Clay can't stop. You know, like Clay can't.
But the Warriors team will outpace the Celtics team.
Well, the Celtics have been really good defensively.
They've been really good defensively.
Aaron
They're
Baines will probably take out KD by accident, you know, like with an elbow to like his
like how he missed and hit Kyrie.
Yeah, exactly. Like Aaron Baines, like if you watch Aaron Baines play, like he's like what you want in a center. You know,
He's a big bruiser,
defense.
right out of
he
right out of the
grinds.
Spurs system with a
Yeah.
stopover in Detroit.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
will mess you up. Like, I mean, and Zaza if Zaza tries some of his dirty shit, like I can see Zaza getting floored. You know. Like,
What dirty shit? What are you talking about?
Get out of here. But like,
Zaza.
and they also, I don't know, they have a German player, German center too.
Who?
Celtics.
The Celtics?
Yeah. He played in Germany last season or something like that.
Oh, I don't know.
It's
about that.
he's their backup center who's played.
Well,
who's-
Horford came back, so
Yeah,
Horford is
Horford's
going to
back,
start
yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Hopefully Kyrie will be back because we want it to be a good game, right?
Yeah.
That's probably going to be the game of the week.
Oh, Tatum's been balling out too. Like I was watching
Tatum's
him
been
yesterday.
playing well.
Tatum, Brown.
Crunch time.
I'm not arguing anything here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But since November started, the Warriors have posted a net rating of 20,
Look, we'll see. All right.
posting better defensive numbers and better offensive numbers than the Celtics.
Okay. Well.
Like regardless of this streak, which is an amazing streak,
Yeah.
but the Warriors have been destroying teams,
True.
and I don't see the Celtics having a chance here.
We'll see. Okay. That's all I'm gonna say. I believe in the mask.
You believe in the
Even
mask?
the mask. Oh, plus if Steph does take this game off, like I think he will, he's going to come back
against the
and
Celtics,
blow up.
you mean?
No,
the
he's
next game against the Magic.
I'm pretty sure he's taking this game off
Okay.
against the Magic just because Quinn Cook is active,
Okay.
and that in itself is saying something.
So
Okay.
you mean he's gonna come back against the Celtics?
He's gonna come back
Rest.
either against the Celtics or the game before or something
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
Okay.
But he's gonna come back. It's gonna be the full team, and they know what they can do, and they've seen Kyrie so much that they're gonna be like, okay, let's get this done.
I guess. I mean, you haven't seen Celtics Kyrie, so.
We haven't seen Celtics Kyrie,
Masked
but
Celtics Kyrie.
Okay, so for the other games of the week, so we have the Wizards. We all took the Wizards over the Kings. We all took the Rockets over the Raptors. We all have the Cavs over the Hornets. We're split on the Sixers and Lakers. You picked the Sixers in a blowout, Miguel. I mean,
the process.
sure, the
Nonsense.
I
process.
do not think you guys can defend the process.
Let's just keep
We'll
the
see.
process.
We kind of. I mean, early on we kind of contained Giannis a little bit. I mean, not Giannis.
Just a little
you
bit.
say
No,
contain
Giannis got,
Giannis?
no,
Just a little
Giannis got
bit.
his, but like I was watching and we were doubling hard and like they're having a little bit of trouble.
But is
It was a close game
It
for
is
the
g-
longest time, and then I think late.
I
in
think
the
the
quarter-
Sixers might win, but I don't think it's gonna be a blowout. That's what. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I picked the Lakers.
I mean, kind
but
of picked the Lakers. But
yeah,
Ben Simmons.
I don't
is
think you
doing
have to
really well.
defend your pick. You just believe in the process.
Yeah.
I believe I like Embiid. He plays
You like
well.
Embiid.
Yeah, no, I like.
That's
Embiid
fair.
too.
As long as they're not like resting him or something like that, which I don't think they will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Embiid and Simmons will
gonna be a good game.
beat out your Lakers.
Wait,
I'm
good
sorry.
question.
Yeah.
Double technical.
Which one?
Embiid and KD. What do you think of that? I think that's bullshit, personally.
They're just trash talking.
give
Let
him a
them
th-
work.
Yeah, like right, like fuck.
I mean,
Okay.
that's the NBA right now.
I don't agree with.
I mean, I don't agree with a lot of calls right now. We're getting like flagrants for like off
Yeah.
like things to the head that don't even make sense. Like, okay, it's a natural motion sometimes.
Oh yeah, like his natural kicking motion. All right, never mind.
We all have the Rockets over the Suns, and except for Richard, we all have the Nuggets over the Pelicans.
Oh yeah,
That's gonna be a good game though. Boogie and Davis against Jokic.
Jokic.
And then the last game, Spurs and Thunder. Richard and I both have the Thunder, and Miguel and Alex both picked the Spurs.
Yeah,
We both had both teams had fantastic breakdowns last week.
we'll see. I mean,
Thunder has been so
PG
bad.
But PG's riding a wave right now.
Yeah, you're just waiting for the Thunder to like put it together.
This
Yeah.
is like classic PG. Like just play like ass and then get hot, and then once playoffs come around, play like ass again. Right? Like I think if you look at his splits, like that's just how he plays. He starts off really poorly, or he starts off really hot. But like he's just such a streaky player.
That's fair.
So we'll see.
What you really want out of him is like top tier defense.
I mean, yeah, but
Lockdown.
Is he really at that level anymore though?
I think he can. I think it's
He
just,
can play.
He can be.
Yeah.
It's just like a mental thing of whether
Yeah.
he wants to lock down.
Yeah,
or not.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's just
Because they should be a good defense, right? With Adams, Westbrook, and Paul George,
Yeah.
and even Robertson if they actually play him.
Yeah.
Like, they should be a
I actually
top 5 defensive teams, but they're not.
I actually just read something that Ajinsha, I don't know what his name is, but he's their backup shooting guard. He's only getting like
Abrinas?
16 minutes.
Abrinas.
Abrinas.
Yeah. He's been playing really well.
mhm.
But yeah, when he's on the court, they're playing their best unit actually.
Yeah. I think
Because
I think
his
he should be
shooting just
starting.
spreads the court
He definitely should be starting.
that Robertson just doesn't do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I
Robertson
don't think
should not have
And
that
Abrinas, like
contract.
he puts in, he
Yeah.
works, so like he can give you a defensive effort. Not like Robertson, like he can't like lock down like Roberson, but
Yeah.
yeah,
he can do some damage.
he'll give you his effort.
Okay.
I just won't bet against the Spurs.
That's fair.
Plus the Thunder, especially in clutch games, they've
Yeah,
had
pretty
like
bad.
I think it was they had a 162 defensive rating.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what is what are Westbrook's numbers right now? Has he been getting triple doubles?
Yeah, he's like a 20, 10, and 10. He's scoring less than last
Yeah,
year.
no, he's deferring like crazy, right?
I mean,
It's just
it's a lot of egos, right? If there's any team with like a lot of egos, it would probably be
Definitely
the
the
Thunder,
Thunder.
because you have Melo and Paul George.
Yeah.
And they need those like 15 to 20 shots a
Yeah,
game, easy. And that's definitely going to be a problem.
So Westbrook has been getting hits. Like I
he has been. He's still the
He's been
leader of
getting
that
these things.
I
team.
haven't heard anything about him.
He
because there's
just,
so many other storylines. Right
yeah,
now.
and the Thunder has just been bad. I mean, like average, not
Yeah.
bad, just average, just not where they should be at least.
Yeah, they're falling short.
And they haven't played Lonzo yet.
And they haven't played
Oh,
Lonzo.
Lonzo
yet.
get a triple. Lonzo triple.
Can you imagine Westbrook locking down Lonzo?
No, I can't. I can imagine
That'd be fun.
Westbrook getting blocked by Lonzo,
Ah, yes, of course, definitely.
and then Lonzo.
Because of the athletic specimen that Lonzo is.
True.
Dude, Lonzo's. Let's not get there.
Let's not
You
go
know,
there.
he's actually really bad. Like, he's so bad at finishing. I was watching.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't know if anyone else has noticed, but he can't finish with this right. Not can't.
Yeah, we know he's bad. It's okay.
Yeah. No, he's like no, seriously, he's like reverse Ben Simmons. He goes up with
Reverse Ben Simmons.
like, okay, not
Ben Simmons is weird. He's
No,
like
he
righty,
can't
but he
shoot.
shoots lefty.
No, yeah. So he finishes with his right, but Lonzo finishes with his left. But okay, so enough about this really
yeah,
bad ball player.
enough with all of this.
Ball player is a pun.
Get out of here.
That's all we have
All right.
for today. Shout out to Hojun for producing the podcast
Yeah, we love
and the
this guy.
multimedia department at the UCSDguardian.org. You can check out Richard's column online about how Randall should be better utilized by the Lakers.
Traded.
Or traded.
Yeah.
And the other articles, more UCSD related, on our website. All right, well, we'll be back next week.
See
Bye.
you guys next time.
Love you.